Hello, folks. Lyrical Dota here. I'm gonna take this moment to stop queuing and do this little intro. I just got a coaching session from Khezu, and I am at the highest MMR that I've ever been at. Before that coaching session, so a lot of people might question why would you do a coaching session when you're at the highest MMR ever that you've ever been at? Don't you normally want to do coaching when like things start going bad? But no, the reason I decided to do it is because I am now sort of like splitting some games won and some games lost. And the thing that I found is that I now don't understand completely why I've been losing games. And previously, I understood what the problems were and then how to fix it. And I just had two awesome big tips that I think are going to really propel me further forward. So be sure to check out the rest of the video and you can see what it is for yourself. Hello?
Oh my god, it's real Lurkle?
Real Kazuzu.
It's me. Okay, so usually what I will ask people
Mm-hmm.
at the start, I mean, I know you play a lot of Darkseer, but do
Right.
you put much thought to the heroes that you do pick? Or is it mainly, I want to play Darkseer, I'll play Darkseer?
So normally what I do is that I will look at the first two supports, and if they're not like because everybody picks supports first. If they're not like
Yeah.
tragically bad mix matches, and I mean like Oracle, Enchantress,
Mm-hmm.
those types of heroes, then I'm probably gonna pick Darkseer because I don't know what the next core is gonna be. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
thinking about counter picking against supports like something that a support would be weak against me with. So like
Yeah.
Jakiro, I feel like sometimes can be annoying and kill me
Yeah.
in lane, and I still pick it into that.
Okay, that kind of checks out. Let's see some of your... Because it's one of the first things that I will... Okay, so you have different starting builds,
Yeah,
from what I can see. Okay.
sometimes.
Yeah. I will personally say that your starting build is probably fine here, but going first item Soul Ring is usually not good
Yeah.
from my own experience, so I would advise kind of against that. But I would say for now, starting items look fine. Um, okay, let's see. How about early rune fights? One of the things I will try to teach people or make people get better at is you want to try to remove any randomness that can happen to your game. And I think level
Mm,
1 rune fights are a big part of that.
okay.
Like if you double shell for no reason, or maybe you randomly run in, you die because they have a ward here.
Right.
Do you ever like tell your team what to do or how you want to do it? Like, is there much
Uh,
thought behind it, or is it more if it happens, it happens?
I tends to be more reacting to what my team is doing. So in this case, I felt like maybe the bounty could do
Mm-hmm.
something, and I did sort of
Mm-hmm.
regret this shell. But I often do
Yeah.
think that I don't want to spend mana if I don't have to,
Yeah.
unless there's a chance for a kill.
Okay. I think this one was fine because it happens like kind of early. So by the time the lane starts, you're doing pretty okay. Let's look into the gameplay. Okay, we got some blocks going. We're chilling. Okay, so I think one thing that the best players or whoever is better than each other, or especially good players, they will take as little harass as possible. So I
Mm,
think when this guy is playing on the left,
yeah.
basically it's your support's job to make this guy fuck off. And
Okay.
it's your job to either help your support do that or dodge him. Because the only one that will hit you is probably Jakiro. So when he runs in, I think your immediate reaction should be to take these creeps and take them back on your range and like play on the right side.
Mm,
As
okay.
opposed to like staying in the wave, shelling yourself. Because now if he has any brain, he'll just keep hitting you and you'll feel a little annoyed.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
pullback is very good. Maybe you can stay to leech XP or your bounty can do it.
Right.
Either way, this pull is good, but keep in mind what is happening on the other side.
What do you
This
mean?
is
What's
good.
happening on the other side?
So when you pull, let's say you pull 2 or 3 creeps back,
Yeah.
I want you to keep in mind that you're leaving something behind, like a range
Okay.
creep.
Got it.
And these things should never be left for free. Like there should be some idea behind it, like, oh, I don't know, lion, he's just gonna stun and kill it, or he can
Right.
get XP for it.
Okay.
Or if this guy wants to pull the wave, then I want you to try and take XP.
Yeah.
Unless this guy, the Jakiro, makes you not be able to, because he'll
Okay.
just keep clicking you. But so far, your first wave, I think, apart from taking maybe a few hits too much, was pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so we're... Mm-hmm. Okay, I think this was near perfect. When this happens,
Yeah.
I would say, again, you have like 2 seconds to decide whether you shell yourself, man up, and go for this creep, or if you
Right.
stay here. And I think you should go for this creep.
Okay.
You can shell the wave, run in, click it once. This will die faster, and you can still go back to your own creep.
Can you tell me what
Instead,
the decision-making process is that makes you see that that's the call to make to go for it?
I would say, think about it this: every CS in the lane, you should contest it if you have the chance. And
Okay.
I don't see why you would give up this creep for free.
Okay. Okay.
Like there's no Jakiro here that's like
Right.
zoning you. He's far away.
Okay.
And AM, he has to choose whether he hits you or goes for the range creep. He also doesn't
Okay.
have mana burn, so I think you're not losing anything by running here.
Right. Okay. Okay. So yeah, the
But the
relative distance to Jakiro and what AM is going to do.
I think it's very important in Dota that you should have a plan, but not every single play should be planned out in a way where, like, if they fuck up and you can kill them, obviously you're gonna go for it, even if it's a quote unquote lane where you're playing for farm.
Yeah.
And if this guy is far away, you play the situation. But I think this pull is great.
Yeah.
But everything you do, it should come with a purpose. And when you see this, most of the time, if you can go for the creep, you always want to. You go in fast, you kill it, and you go back.
Okay. All right.
Because I think you can't see my cursor, but you can see my pings, right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah. So this is good. You want to aggro back because you kind of want to dodge this. I would say second point on this. If you want them to stay on you, you need to aggro them and hit them.
Oh.
Then they will stick on you. So you aggro back, they follow for like 2 seconds, and now you hit. And they will all follow you.
Okay.
Because after 2 seconds, they're like, they don't know where to go.
Okay.
Like that's how aggro works for some reason. They're like, oh, I want to go here. I want to go to the creeps. That's why these two like kind of want to run away.
Right. Okay. That's good to know.
So I think this is good.
A couple CSs here too.
That's whatever. Like that's you'll know how to make that better. And had you pulled all 3 creeps, you could have maybe pulled it on the range, something like that. This creep aggro is good. I think you can probably try to work on it a bit more.
Yeah.
You want to make your CSing the easiest possible. So whenever you lane against, I mean, actually no matter who you lane against, like here, you can maybe aggro a bit earlier to create more distance, but that's fine. Okay, so you're level 2. Yeah, here you shell him, so it's like kind of his job to do that. Nice. You go for the last hit. Let's go to your player perspective. Okay, this looks fine. Miss a CS, whatever. Happens. Okay, so what makes you go? Is it the AM matchup that makes you want to go for soaring?
Yes.
Okay. How do you deal with mana in other games? Is it like mango spam or?
I tend to go Vanguard first and then just make the most use out of my iron shells by basically only putting them on myself unless I'm going for a kill, and then make use of a wand.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's usually pretty good. I mean, let's see how the soaring will work out.
Yeah.
I've not tried it lately. Then again, I also haven't played against AM so much. I think this is great. You missed the CS, but the idea is good. You have a lot of creeps, so you can play aggressive.
Yeah.
And you see the chance that, okay, this creep is eventually gonna die, so you run towards it. You mango, you shell yourself, and you're supposed to get the creep. You mess it up, but it was good.
Okay.
Yeah, you go for this, looks good. You get this, looks good. You get that looks good. Okay. How much do you pay attention to the side lane camps when you play offlane?
I tend to let the support do more of it than I do, because I feel like contesting creeps and I'd have to like surge over to get it.
You let them do more of the pulling or more of the looking at it, or both?
More of the pulling, and I don't look at it. I just don't think about it.
Okay, I think, you definitely want to look at it. Like when you play Darkseer or any hero that pushes in the wave, let's say anytime, okay, so right now obviously the lane is pushed into you.
Right.
But whenever you want to, you have the option of, okay, we push in this, you see this camp is open.
Yeah.
And then he can pull.
Okay.
Another, like what dual lanes is about a lot is creating scenarios that allow you to 2v1 your opponent.
Yeah.
And if you push in the lane and he pulls, it forces this guy to stop it, which gives you guys a 2-on-1.
Okay.
Because he's anti-mage and he's going to have to kill creeps.
Okay.
So I think being aware of the side camp, even just thinking about it is enough. You don't have to execute it every time.
Okay.
But okay, this was good.
This should have been.
I would say this could have been a pull. So I would say maybe you missed a few CS, 1 or 2 creep aggros, could have been better, but that's fine. You took maybe a little too much harass, and you guys could have had 1 pull. But I think overall there's a lot of good stuff. Yeah, here, you shell yourself. Okay, you go for the Lotus. Yeah. Well, it's a bit monka, but it works out. Or does it?
Does not work out.
So yeah, this is maybe one of the small issues that I have with Soul Ring. Or if you do go Soul Ring, I
Right.
guess you need to be aware that you need to send Soul Ring plus a salve maybe or
Yeah.
tangos. Because I mean, I wouldn't say that dying isn't necessarily bad in the offlane. Sometimes you
Right.
want to go for kill trades to come back with full mana, but here this stuff, I mean, you can feel it that it's trash.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you're missing like these creeps and gold, whatever.
Right.
So I think this is mostly about how you're thinking, like your HP level, how much harass have you taken, do you need
Yeah.
tangos? Because if you like the Soul Ring, I'm sure you can make it work, but then you need more regen with it.
I think one of the big issues that I tend to have is
Yeah.
like in between big items. Like I think ideally here I would have wanted to go like Ring of Health into Soul Ring, but I felt like I was low on mana and didn't want to send
Yeah.
out like mangoes and stuff because I felt like that would slow down my other stuff, which was probably a mistake.
So I do think the like going some cheap. I mean, I guess we can go back to the start in terms of starting items.
Right.
I guess stick is not great, but I would maybe go like maybe just a few branches, one set of tango, maybe one mango. You rush Ring of Health.
Yeah.
If you ever drop super low mana, you just send out another mango, and then like you said, you go Ring of Health into Soul Ring, and you just have one mango on you so that you can get a shell out, like a random shell if there's a fight. I think that
Okay.
would have maybe been the most ideal.
Okay.
But okay, you go back to the lane. You have level 2 shell. Yep, you play aggressive. I like it.
I kind of wish the bounty was up there more with me, but I can't control that. I should have told you
Yeah,
maybe.
sadly you can't. This is good. Okay. What do you
Yeah.
have coming on the courier? Do you know? Region?
I don't remember. Probably some like Tango Mango, I think.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's go back to...
Maybe I don't.
Because I think laning is about a lot of small things.
Okay.
People think it's like, oh, this one major moment or one big misplay. I don't think it's like that. Like, even after you die and you come back, your lane is still fine. You're like 200 gold behind, maybe. Like, who cares? But here you come back, you shell, you fight. I don't know why the player... Oh, my bad. So you pressure them here. I think this is good. But you should have regen on you already, I think. Like, you should have come back to lane with a set of tango. Or right now, you should already be thinking that, oh shit, I'm about to need regen.
Yeah.
Because especially if you see that this guy is low HP, which sometimes your 4 is not gonna be amazing. They're gonna do bad plays. You need to work around that.
Okay. Bring more regen to lane. That
yeah,
feels
like make
what I'm
sure
hearing
that
from this.
you need to have enough resources to fight or get yourself through the lane. I think it's very important. And I would say also here, you need to make a choice like right now if you're fighting the next wave or if you're conceding it, kind of. Because you're playing low, and I think it's maybe hard to decide. But I think you should Lotus and shell the wave.
Okay.
And fight it. Like with the shell that you have running plus the next one. Because now you do this, so you're going to try to pull back. And you're maybe going to try to do it again. But this guy just runs with you, and now you're forced off the entire wave.
Yeah.
I think this is the type of play where you man up with 2 shells. You're going to at least get the entire wave. And if they kill you, worst case scenario, you'll come back to lane with full experience. But either way, you're winning. Where in this case, you're just sacking the wave, which is not good for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're trying to work on Ring of Health. Yeah, I get it. We've all been there. You pull this back. This looks good. Yeah, he's being annoying. I get it.
Yeah, even here, I'd want another tango.
A lot of the time, what happens in lanes is that you screw up a little bit in the start, then you want to rush this item. In this case, it's your Ring of Health, and you don't, because you messed up in the start, you don't want to buy more regen because you're already late at getting it, and I think this is what happened to you. Because even now as well, you're too low HP. Yeah. Okay, that's okay. So you get tango, you go back to lane. I mean, not ideal, but again, I think Darkseer's, you're still very playable. Lane's coming to you, so you're fine. You can chill. Yeah, you back to get the CS. I'm happy about that. Do you ever tell your 4 to what he should be doing, whether it's laning or shit, we have a bad lane, I want stacks, or I need you to, you can roam because I can solo?
Sometimes I'll say things that I think are somewhat non-descriptive of like, I need stacks.
Yeah. Okay.
Or like you can go stack or something like that. But I guess
Mm-hmm.
I should be
Mm-hmm.
more direct about telling them to stack.
Being direct is definitely good. So
Yeah.
I like what you did here. You went back for the wisdom rune and also to stack your ancients. I think that's very good. Because I think so after your early lane didn't go well, all you should be playing for is to get as much farm and some of the levels you can. And once you get 6, I think you're gonna be very annoying again for AM.
Okay.
If you just like you wall him, you shell the Ilu, whatever. I mean, obviously you know about it, but it's
Right.
more like even if you mess up, you should always know and have timings in mind that will make you feel good and that you are playing towards.
Right.
And I think in this case, it's like, okay, early lane is shit, whatever. But once I have Vanguard, he can't touch me. Once I have wall, I'm going to be very happy. Let's go back just a little bit.
I think this was a mistake by me, kind of. I don't know. I wanted to get Vanguard.
Yeah, you want to get Vanguard, but I think since you got 6, what I would want to do is, yeah, you perfectly got 6 from the wave. I would go to the wave and you wait. AM shows, you wall him, and now the lane is yours for like, I don't know how long wall lasts nowadays, 30 seconds.
Oh, okay.
So instead of getting wall here, you just wall his ass in lane.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Don't hold his wall, especially if you're playing his AM. You just slap it on his ass, and you were like, "Fuck you, this is my lane now."
So that's even if I missed that one. Ugh.
That's okay.
That's even if he blinks away. Just having the illusion itself is enough to sort of
Yeah.
secure.
So I would unless someone is ganking and you're about to kill him, or you have mid puck or global where you're gonna like kill him. You just wall him because now this guy can't touch the lane. Like you can, let's say you spawn the Illu and he blinks here. Nothing is stopping you from running this illusion here.
Yeah.
And then he has to run from here to here. You walk it past him again, and now you just farm everything.
Okay.
By the time this is over, you're gonna be level 7 with Vanguard, and even with your suboptimal laning, you're gonna slap him out of lane.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
Okay, so what I can see is that you can obviously play Darkseer since you're level 30. You know what you need to do. Your trouble, at least from this game, which might be repetitive in some other games, is that your first few minutes make it harder than it should be, I think, for you to get to this stage that you're at right now.
Right.
I think it should have been easier for you.
Okay. Yeah, that is
mid.
the thing that I feel like happens all the time is that I really struggle early and it puts me back so far in terms of my catch up. Yeah.
Because I think realistically, what's the rating that you're at? This is like, you said nearly 6K?
Yeah, I'm at 5.9 right now.
Yeah, I think if you did a little better with like some maybe regen, you avoid one death, and you have slightly better items, I think realistically you could be between Axe and Ember in terms of net worth.
Okay.
With like not some crazy improvement, but just being aware of a few things.
Yeah.
Like that's just 1K net worth.
I love that.
And maybe like half a level. But let's see. I think this move to mid is kind of chill. I would say be careful with it, but I'll never tell people to be less aggressive. Let's talk about it this way. What makes you want to go mid? Is it because Slark is bottom?
Yeah.
Or you feel like... Okay, do you feel like this move mid is good for you? Or is it more because of where your Slark is?
It's more because of where my Slark is, and I felt like he had a tough time top, so I felt like I could be doing some damage with a level 4 Iron Shell having Ember and Bounty. That I felt like there was some potential there.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is necessarily a bad play. I just make sure that no matter what role you play, you should value your game very highly. I do think it's fine that he takes the lane.
Right.
But if you don't think going mid is good, you can just farm these jungle camps around him. So I don't think he needs them. Like there's so many camps. You can farm this, farm this, farm this. And then you go mid when you feel that it's good, not as a reaction to, I don't know, what your teammate is doing.
Okay.
Because this can work out, and it's going to be on you to decide it. But this like 8, 9, 10 minute mark, I think if you have the chance to get fat and free farm and get like level 8, level 9 before the next fight, maybe arcane boots, you'll be on average more happy than trying to join a fight, even if you get one random kill.
Okay. Yeah, so I think part of the thing too there was that I was thinking less about what heroes they had. If I would have thought about Axe Omni Knight, I would have realized there's no way we get kills there. And then I would have just farmed. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you have Soul Ring, you have Vanguard, you have good neutral item. Vac this shell. Okay. You get level 8, so we're fairly happy. You get arcane boots. Okay. How much would you say do you click on other heroes during the game? Like
Very
enemies
little.
or allies? Okay. I think
Oh,
that's another thing that will... It can help you a lot.
okay.
Like, it's simple when you think about it. The more info you have, the better decisions you're going to make.
Okay.
Like if you click mid when, let's say, the earlier play and you see Axe has a 1500 HP with like full stick, Vanguard, this item, and there's
Right.
like an Omni Knight behind him, you're probably like, yeah, I don't actually want to be here.
Right.
I think probably similar story to here.
Yeah.
You're pretty happy pushing out top. You get your arcane boots.
Hmm.
I mean, you're somewhat low on mana, but arcane boots are coming. Maybe a clarity is coming. Whatever.
Yeah.
I
Why did they
think
leave?
I think you just stay.
Yeah.
Because here, Darkseer is less of a hero where you don't do things very casually unless it's like farming. You
Right.
farm casually, but you don't join a fight casually on Darkseer. I think so. Like walking over and being like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna give you a shell." It's
Yeah.
more like you randomly shell some bounty because he's gonna farm a camp or a TP, or like I think now if you're leaving your lane, it's more like, okay, bros, I want to smoke. Like, I want to smoke on this 12-minute rune and kill someone instead of like you're doing like a drive-by, which looks funny. But I think it hurts your game.
Yeah, that's true.
Because now it's like, okay, I'm mid again. Darkseer is not, you don't really want to be in the center of the map usually.
Yeah.
Because any hero that pushes lanes nicely without showing yourself or you soak a lot of farm, you're more of a side lane hero.
Okay.
Like the best way for you to play your hero after the laning stage is you play some side lane, you push in the lane, you farm some camps. Maybe you have an item timing, and now because you push the wave, then you make the move.
Okay.
But it's less of like oh, let's go here.
Right.
Because I think you're getting a lot of Fitbit steps right now.
Okay. I like that. That's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's some of what I try and do that for a very long time I did like the AFK farm thing, and I felt like
Yeah.
I was losing games because I wasn't
I
showing
see.
up soon enough. And now I think
Yeah.
I've overcorrected to being in the fights
I
too
see.
much, probably.
I think it should be like a very nice, like a back and forth, like an ebb and flow.
Okay.
You push in waves when they're deeply into you.
Yeah.
And let's say you push out like 2 waves, and then it's like, okay, the wave is now here, and you
Okay.
see a cool fight. It's like, okay, you drop 1 shell,
Yeah.
and then you run to your team. But it's more like step 1 is you have a pushed in wave or an item timing, and then you go with your team.
All right.
You don't reverse it where it's like every lane is at your tower, and you're like, well, let's just like don't do something for the sake of doing it.
Right.
It should feel good to you. And I think when you play Darkseer, you should feel good about running down some side lanes.
This felt annoying.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, we're very low.
Yeah.
You like being on low HP.
I'm a little
Or,
greedy.
I mean, you don't like it, but you get yourself in situations where you are.
Yeah. Definitely.
I would say here,
I think that's 'cause of
just
the soul
TP
ring.
home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just TP home. Soul Ring, TP home. Chill. Like, whatever. This is just some, maybe poor resource management or whatever.
Yeah.
And being too greedy of staying on map.
Yeah. It's pretty.
Yeah, this is
goofy.
definitely a big kill, but you know that, I'm sure.
Yeah.
That's the... Like, some of these, I would say all your deaths in this game are avoidable.
Yeah.
If you play very well this game, I think you can have 0 deaths.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is happening. Okay, let's see. First item, you want to buy Greaves. Yeah, I think that's fine. I wouldn't necessarily want to buy Pipe. I think otherwise, one of the best builds you have right now on Darkseer, if you can disassemble this into Pipe, I generally like that more than Greaves, but I think Greaves are your best choice in this game.
Yeah.
Another item I like a lot on Darkseer, especially versus AM, or in most lineups, is Stick or Wand. I don't know if you usually have that, but I think it's a very good thing to consider.
The stick is okay.
Yeah, just
Do you
the
like
Stick or
starting
Magic
it?
Wand. Depends on the lane. Let's say I'll play against Bloodseeker CM, I'll have Stick.
Right.
I'll have Magic Wand triple branch against
Right.
that lane. Or Lich +1, Undying +1. Any double spell usage lane, I'll buy it. TB
Okay.
+1, PL +1, Sven Undying,
Yeah.
shit like this. I think then it's good. Because then it's kind of this like in between of you can rush your Ring of Health, but you will still have enough mana with just tangos to have shells and vacuums at times because they're gonna use spells, right?
Right.
Okay, so let's see. You do some ancient. I think this is good. You wanna upkeep this idea of like stacking your ancients and keeping your game going. It shows that you understand your hero, I think, to a high extent.
Okay.
Even if it, I don't know, looks
Had
like
some
it's something
mess ups
simple. So we go mid. You have mech coming up. Okay, you're trying really hard to get your bro shell. Seems good. It's gonna be a clown fiesta.
I didn't see
I
it.
can
It went
feel
the
it.
other way. Oh yeah.
All right, you get the wisdom room, easy claps, double. in, you could have stacked, but that was a good play. I like it.
Yeah, I could have stacked.
Okay, but I'm gonna. You are level 10 and a half after taking 2 of these wisdom runes, right?
Yeah.
I think without forcing yourself to go mid this game, you should have been this level without the wisdom runes.
Right.
Just to put it into perspective of
Yeah.
how much better you can be doing with just very small
I actually
change
took
up of
3
gameplay.
wisdom runes this game. I took the first.
Yeah,
set
you
too.
did. Right, you took the first one. Okay, let's see. Shall you sell farm? Yeah, very chill. Because honestly, I think Dota hasn't changed that much in terms of it's still. I think it's still very farm heavy for the most part.
Yeah.
And it's like the way you should be playing Dota, or the way you will feel good about playing, is if you have a back and forth of when you play aggro and when you slow down. Like it should come from how much are you pushing waves, what are your resources, are you close to an item timing? Like if
Right.
you're really close to greaves and you feel like you need them, you farm, even if your map is fine. You're because I think you are definitely mid too much in this
Yeah.
game for the hero you're playing.
Maybe use twin
'Cause
gates more.
That's certainly one thing.
Yeah.
Because it's more like whatever you're here. I think this, if you do die, which you don't, okay. I think had you died, it's just a consequence of I think where you are on the map.
Right.
But yeah, I think just to put it into perspective, a lot of offlane hero. I mean, let's say you're a Tide Hunter. You want to be in the middle of the map usually, so they can't push or do stuff. So
Yeah.
then it makes sense. But Dark's here again. It's like side lanes. You push it in, farm, farm, farm. I'm happy. It's like okay, we have good waves. My Ember has I don't know DD Arcane Rune. I have mech, and then because the wave is here, TP mid, smoke, and like do some play. But
Okay.
generally, side lane heavy gameplay on Dark's here.
Okay.
And you connect mid after you've been to the side lanes.
Okay.
Okay, so we're in base. We buy TPs.
Yeah, I think I'm reacting much more to where my team is than maybe I should be. And like you said, if I went
Yeah.
up there top first, then I would be in a better position because I end up gravitating there anyways. But it's like I
Yeah.
could have shelled that other wave before clearing that camp.
Because there's a. Most of your creeps should actually be predominantly lane creeps that die, even if
Yeah.
you don't get XP for them at some point. It's like you get the lane creeps, and now because you've done that, it allows you to make plays or farm the jungle. Because you're killing a lot of like single jungle camps.
Yeah.
And another reason why it's not good for you to be mid is that after you push this wave, it's like, where do you go? It's like
Yeah.
you're running in circles
Yeah.
because you're like, well, there's this camp, but it's like the only camp. This is
Yeah.
super far away. This is so far away. Whereas side lane, it's like 1, 2. Like you get
Yeah.
the gist.
Yeah, I
Okay,
like that a lot more.
But your game is still. I mean, your game isn't amazing, but it's still very playable. Aim's career.
I'm just running around doing nothing.
We get the Fitbit back to the mid lane.
Yeah, it
I mean,
does
you
feel
did
pretty
say you
bad.
got it, so. Okay, we're
It's
going
true.
back bottom. You're pinging because you think they're killing it. Yep, fine. Okay, we're coming. Okay. In this specific scenario, what are you focused on? Because you did not shell your Ember. Are you scared of
Yeah.
potentially dying?
I'm afraid of anti-mage coming back in
Like
and
AM?
avoiding me.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I see.
And I think
okay.
Yeah, I think that's the main thing I'm worried about here.
If there's a way for you to switch your thinking of I'm afraid of AM to like you actively put yourself in a position where if you know that AM goes, that you will drop your wall on him
Right.
and maybe vacuum. I
Yeah.
think it's a nicer mindset, and it's also the correct one because I think if he goes on you and you get either spell off, he will die.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
should be
fair.
dying to your team. Let's put it that way.
Okay. He might
'Cause
kill
I
me,
think
but we get the kill after.
Yeah, because your Ember should. I mean, he should be shelled. I would also say this Omni should probably die. I mean,
Yeah.
he might die anyway, but it should be easier. Okay, fine. I do like that you were patient with your wall here. I think that's good. Like there's no need to like force it if there's nothing good.
Mm-hmm.
You have Philly Stone, that looks good.
Wisdom rune.
Okay, so I would say here, after this fight is over, it's always good to look at. Okay, so let's go to the moment that the fight ends, or
Okay.
that people have died, or whatever. So I would say ideally, what happens now? Where's your hero? Okay, your replay bugged.
Nice. Love that.
Let's see if we can get back.
There
Okay,
he
we're
is.
back. The best thing that can happen to Darkseer, or what people should be using, is that you can shell a wave and get the fuck out.
Okay.
So, like, basically, after this fight, if you guys all wanted to go mid, I'm not saying you should, but after a fight is over, actually, this should be your lane, unless you want him to get his BKB.
Right.
If he insists, because it's a pub and that's gonna happen, I think you take this Wisdom Rune, sure, but then you go here. I think you wanna go like this shell is actually useless because Ember's killing this. Like this wave isn't gonna reach anything.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point. I
So
wasn't
I
looking
think
at him.
I think you go aggressive and you farm these camps, or after you take this Wisdom Rune, you just TP top
Okay.
because you know that this wave is pushing into you. Let's say you drop a shell and vacuum, and then you surge your way back to mid. You're not gonna lose anything on the map because let's be realistically, I don't think you really need to go bottom because you guys have Slark, Ember, Darkseer, Bounty. You're not gonna go and hit this tower.
Yeah.
So you can use the downtime to work towards your next item or like get more fat on the map. Because I like right again this wave actually it should be dead and it should already be here in your opponent's ass.
Okay.
When instead now it's like let's take this fight, which maybe it's good, but it's like more. I think it's more random for you than it should be. Darkseer is a very nice hero where you can make it easier for you and your team to play the map.
Okay.
Okay.
So that thought process again is the idea of looking where your team is farming and then being elsewhere, ion shelling the side wave, basically.
Yeah, like one thing you can think about too is that Darkseer is actually a fairly mobile hero. Like you TP from bottom to top, you drop one shell, maybe a vacuum, and you run back into the middle of the map. It will take you like 10 seconds because you're just gonna surge once, you're gonna get here, surge again.
Yeah.
It's like boom, bros, I'm back.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's not Darkseer is not a single Dota hero, or most of the time it's never like, oh, keep going and just like keep going like randomly and blindly. That's stupid. Sometimes you need to go back, fix the map, or get some item.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. We're buying. You want to buy pipe? Okay. I would probably want to buy the blink or something. Maybe just
you'd want to get blink.
Probably, because I feel right now you guys are gonna have trouble. I like auras when they're gonna be the difference maker to whether or not you're gonna win the fight. I think pipe is not bad because you play into like AM and Jakiro, but I think the way that you guys would win a fight is by you getting a good vacuum wall with maybe a potential static or just hitting like 2-3 heroes with, well, yeah, getting AM in your wall. Because there's also a lot of random shit I feel like that can happen to you if you have to run in.
Right.
A random fissure, some stupid ice path, or some axe call.
Okay.
Like I think pipe is better if you're winning or the game is even, and it will swing the matchup for one of your cores.
Okay.
Let's say you have PL and they have Leshrac.
Yeah.
And you're like 2k behind. I think the pipe is goated.
All right.
But I think right now pipe wouldn't be my pickup.
Okay.
It's not game losing, but I don't think it's the best.
I think I default to that type of thing very often.
Okay.
And I very rarely buy blink.
Yeah. When you're behind or far behind, buying fighting items is usually not the correct idea.
Okay.
When you're behind, you wanna buy items that allow you to be mobile, to fix the map and like jerk them around the map to make more time for your people to actually get items and come back, and to help you get into a position of the fight where you can try to offset the net worth difference. Like if they're up 8k gold, I think a pipe will generally not be the difference maker unless they have 5 magic heroes.
Right.
Just a food for thought, I think.
Okay, I like that. Yeah, I guess I could have gotten a big vac wall there maybe if I'm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I see what you
No,
mean.
that's fine. Yeah, it happens. I
Right.
think items aren't like the be all end all, but one thing that I like to try and preach to people a lot is that you want to make the game as easy for you as possible. So knowing where you want to be in your hero and what makes the game easier for you in terms of map positioning and items and who to play with, I think that will make your games a lot better.
Okay.
Because I think there's a lot of, as you said before, there's a lot of reactionary stuff happening in this game.
Yeah.
I think you can drop me another Darkseer game, I think.
Okay. This one we kind of got the idea of what
Yeah,
happened.
I think we get the gist of it.
Why, hello, everybody out there. That was the end of the first game that we did in the coaching session. There's still one more that me and Khezu did and talked about. I'm recording this the day after the coaching session. I just got done streaming. You can find me on twitch.tv/lyricaldota if you feel so inclined. And so far, since the time that he did the coaching, I've played 8 games of Darkseer, and I've lost like 5 or 6 of them. So good job so far. A lot of that is obviously my fault in trying to do a little bit too much with a little bit too little. But I will say that just today I had a big turnaround. We went 2-2 on the day after the coaching session, and it felt pretty good. So stay tuned. I'm going to upload the other video that is going to be the second game that we did of the coaching session. I'm hoping that we get to do more in the future as well. So stay tuned for more of those, and I'll see y'all later.